Good news, ladies and gentlemen, as some of our core players who are sidelined because of injuries are going to be returning sooner than not, according to what we get. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Like, share, subscribe as I give you an interesting update concerning injuries at the beloved club. Now, first of all, two players could be returning sooner than expected. Lenny Yoro could be returning as early as immediately after the international break. This month of March, Lenny Yoro could be returning. So is Harry Maguire. Now, according to the reports we have, Harry Maguire could be back and available to play on the 24th of March. That is shortly after the international break or just before players return or converge to complete, of course, the final 2 months of the season. So Harry Maguire is expected back. He has got a calf injury. He has been out since the 2nd of March, but he could be returning. Now, the other player who could return is Lenny Yoro. He has got a foot injury, but he's been out since the 9th of March, but he could be returning on Fool's Day. That's the first day of the month of April 2025. Beautiful stuff there. So Lenny Yoro and Harry Maguire could be returning. The beauty about this is these two are important because if you don't have Lisandro Martinez, who is out for a long time, most probably could be returning late in this December or early in Jan, perhaps on the 1st of January 2026. Then you don't have Aiden Heaven, whose injury is still unknown as we speak now, out on the 16th of March. We don't know yet when he could be back. Certainly, you want to have as many defenders available as possible. So Harry Maguire, who certainly his presence would lift in terms of the confidence of the team, because, I mean, the final 2 months of the season are certainly the running. That's the running as it is. So certainly you need players who have got the character and personality to inspire a proper fight as United pushes to finish as highly as they can. So Harry Maguire's return would be good, but also in terms of getting a player to push on the left, if Maguire is there, you certainly know he probably would take the centre-back position, and then Delete perhaps could be pushed on the right, and either Nusail Mazraoui or Lenny Yoro, if he's fit, could go on the left. So for me, Harry Maguire's return is important. But even if Maguire didn't return and Yoro did, because Yoro is even more comfortable playing as a left back, and we've seen him play comfortably there in the games he played before the injury that he sustained on the 9th of March. So beautiful, beautiful stuff there. So April 1st and March 24th are the dates we expect to see those. So now Altel Bayindil, who is Andre Onana's backup, seems to be important. Remember, even Tom Heaton is not okay. So we don't have a proper number 2 as it is now. Andre Onana, good enough, is performing well, but he had a sort of a little setback before the previous game against Leicester City. In fact, there was concerns and worries that he could be out of the game, and Man United could be playing with perhaps an academy kid as the goalkeeper, but luckily he was available because he got a late illness that he shrugged off. But Altel Bayindil is it's still unknown what's going on with him. We don't know what exactly is going on with Altel Bayindil, and for some reason, because he's not a star player, the journalists don't ask enough questions about him. February of 3rd, that's the last time we saw him, so we don't know when he will be back. There is no clarity on that. 9 games missed, that's a lot. And we certainly felt that he was picking up, and people were thinking he was pushing Andre Onana to the limit, but we don't know what's going on with him. So Bayindil, if it's not an injury, it could be a personal issue, it could be an issue of discipline that was banished out of the squad because of disciplinary issues that were not publicized. We don't know exactly what the problem is, but we'll keep monitoring his situation for you because quite important. We cannot risk playing with only Andre Onana for the remaining part of the season. But good enough, this international break gives us time to find solutions or to hope that certain players will be returning. Kobe Maino has a muscle injury, and that he sustained on the 10th of Feb, but he's expected as well to return before the end of the season. On the 13th of April is when we expect him to be back in the team. Johnny Evans, muscle injury as well, but Johnny is an old-timer. I think we've got enough depth in the middle that we won't be worrying a lot about Johnny Evans. The one player that most of you will be wanting to know when will he be back is Amad Diallo. Got an ankle injury on the 14th of February. That's when he was knocked out. But initially was expected to return on the 25th of May. But as it is being said now, the reports that we have as of today are that his injury situation is progressing so fast that he could be returning earlier than we all expected. So Amad Diallo could surprise us and even return before the end of the season, even in the words of Ruben Amorim. Now, Luke Shaw is the other one, has got a muscle injury since the 3rd of December, could be returning on the 10th of May. He's also on his recovery, which seems to be going well, but he could be returning on the 10th of December, rather than the 10th of May, start out since the 3rd of December. But, of course, not so many people will be excited about Luke Shaw because for some reason, we are almost certain he will drop off as early as he comes in. I mean, just a few games in, he will be injured again. But we are hoping this time around it's all good, that he will be fully fit and up and running. So that's a bit of a wrap-up of the debts and expected returns for some of these core players at Man United. And now, this could beg the question, do we need them? Because United under Amorim is playing their best game without these so-called important players in the team. Definitely we need them. Do you know why? Because if these players like Amad Diallo looked important even when the team was struggling, certainly they are going to look even better. They are even going to make the team better if they return now when the team is picking up. So I think for me, there is every reason for us to be excited. But also, it will be good for Ruben Amorim to have an idea before we get into the summer. He would want to have his best players available so that he knows what exact needs he has, because he might make the wrong decisions if, for example, we go into a summer when Amad Diallo is not available. Amorim would want to see how will his team look when there is Patrick Dogu, Amad Diallo playing perhaps as wing back on the right, have Kobe Maino playing as a 10 with Garnacho, have Rasmus Højlund up top, then have Bruno and Manuel Ugarte in the middle, and then a fully constituted backline with perhaps Mathis Delete, Nusal Mazraoui, and whoever player on the left, perhaps Aiden Heaven, who perhaps now looks like the better left back because of how confident he looked. So that would give him a proper idea of whether he needs to buy new players for certain positions or not. But also, Altel Baindil's presence is important because if he's not available, we end the season going to the summer, a coach certainly wants to know, do I need a goalkeeper? Because that is the start. It's the base of your team. That's where you start building your team. So he has got to know. So that's why these players have got to be available and fit. It's very important now more than ever that these players are fit and back on the team. So that's exactly what's happening with Man United. And I'll tell you, after seeing how this team looks, how they fly, how they move, how they slide, even without these star players, I am telling you, Man United, with all our players back, is going to be quite unplayable. It's going to be quite unplayable. This international break for me, imagine the hard yards they're putting in. I mean, drop in an Ahmad somewhere in this team. Drop in a Kobe Maino. Because Kobe has struggled because he came in, played well, but was in a terrible Manchester United team. He was in a terrible team. He would certainly enjoy playing in such a beautiful squad that is looking improved, definitely. So that's my 2 cents about this whole injury situation. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Expect Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro to be returning fast after the international break. Subscribe and let me catch you later, fam.